everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson, you're watching H&L, and if you're brand new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. You probably wouldn't have missed me if it's your first time here, but for you guys that have been following me for a while, thank you so much for checking up on me. I am perfectly fine. As you can see, my glasses are fogging up. It's been extreme weather down here. This is the first day in 3 weeks that we have no rain. Actually, it rained earlier, but today it is sunny, so I said, let me take the day off. Hello there. Little leaf, I'm trying to get it out of the way. I took the day off. I said, it's too pretty of a day. This is the only opportunity I'm gonna have to show you guys inside the greenhouse to do a what's in bloom, which I haven't done. And yes, there is things blooming in there, aside from the fact that it's been scorching hot and raining. I haven't been wetting much around because the humidity alone is so high up. It's like 85 to 90. The other day was reading 90 degrees. My windows were all fogged up. Okay, sorry, I didn't want to do this, but bye. It'll grow back another. So anyways, guys, I'm not going to chat too much because today is definitely going to be a 1 hour show. I haven't brought you anything lately. Nobody's been bringing you anything lately. We're all like hibernating from the heat and rain. So without further ado, let's go check out some blooms. All right, guys, it really is a beautiful day. Looking at it in this perspective, look at that sky. Oh, I've been missing blue skies. It's been so gray and stormy and very windy. I'm surprised that I didn't have more damage. You know, I guess by the grace of God, everything is safe because it was hurricane winds. It was really bad. And my little kids, as you can see in the background, you're going to see them playing around, that are growing very big, all did very well in this weather. By the way, that's Savannah, my little girl Savannah. She is the most curious one. Hey, don't you do that to my orchids, or no, don't you dare do that. That's the first time I see her doing that. We're gonna have issues if I see you doing that. Oh my God, she gets too excited. And there's that's Noah. Hey Noah, where's your little brother Malachi? So it's Noah, Malachi, and Savannah. They become like the greenhouse cats. I was giving them up for adoption, but you know, that never happened. So anyways, guys, let's get started. Not everybody cares about the cats. They want to see the blooms. So as you can see, this Dendrobium, which is Cher's Dream, as I said before, this is a beautiful orchid. It's just starting to open now. And I have these around my yard. This came from a gentleman called David from Morning Dove Nursery. He actually gifted me that piece and it just doesn't stop blooming. This one here is very similar, and I have them together because it's uncanny how much they kind of look alike. Now this is a much bigger flower, but I'm thinking, could this have been used as a hybrid to that one? And I don't have the name to this. Do I? Let me see. This is an old Dendrobium that was, I do think it was given to me as a gift. And I just put it on that wood mount, and look how pretty. This is the first time it gives me that bloom. So if you guys, sorry, I just lost my voice. I just literally woke up. We had a Labor Day party yesterday in my house. Well, it wasn't a party. It was family get together, and a couple of my old friends from back in the day who wanted to get together and just reminisce. It was a beautiful get together. Really nice. And they were in awe with my greenhouse. They hadn't seen any of this. So it was a wonderful tour all day yesterday in the rain. But we did have a good time. This is my Tolumnia Girac Bloodbird, I think it's called, Bloodbird. I don't like the name of this gotta be careful because somehow this gets stuck. You see that little out of focus thumbtack? It gets caught in this thing, and you don't know how many times I've almost broke that flower. But anyway, let me see. Is the tag back here? Yeah. Oh my God. Hold on. I cannot do this with one hand. And today I didn't think anything through. So it is what it is, okay, guys? Because I have no time to plan like I usually do with this rain. I mean, I'm just praying that the way you see it today, it may switch on us in 2 seconds. In 2 seconds. I think I just killed one of the flowers. Oh, it happens. Now look at this amazing little monster flowers here. Look how many these chocolate antlers have given me. I think this is the most I've ever gotten from this Dendrobium. Yes, this is called a chocolate antelope. Some people call it antlers, but I think the proper name is Dendrobium chocolate antelope. And look how pretty they are. Such a gracious looking flower. Those little curly petals make it everything, you know. It's just such a unique looking flower. I never get tired of these. Now I will say, yesterday doing a little tour around here, I discovered these two spikes. Now this, I'm going to show you where this comes from. Krull-Smith. It's a very rare and unique orchid because they crossed it themselves. This is the cross. I'll try to put the picture of the cross there. And I cannot wait to see this because this is very new. This is like their holy grail right now of Dendrobiums. And guys, I know you watch my channel, especially oh, there's a plane passing. Julian. So Julian, check it out. I finally got it to bloom. Woo, that's a National Guard's helicopter. Oh, it's a police. It's a police. I don't know what they're looking for around here. Raccoons. Florida bears, panthers. Anyways, yes, we do have bears and panthers here. They never cross to this side, but we do have them. We've seen their tracks, but fortunately, these little critters are not affected by them. So that was my only worry when I first moved here, but they say, no, you'll see tracks, but they'll never really go in people's yards, and they stay on their side. So anyway, back to the flowers. Here, there's nothing really happening because it is summer, right? So everything is kind of like just green. These are all my Paphiopedilums. I did have somebody ask me, you whiz right by them. This is why. Because they're not blooming. Now, I did notice this. This started popping. This is a Joy something. I do have a tag of this because Mr. Tang from Spring Waters was so kind to make me another one. Joyce Hasegawa. And it's a beautiful white fragrant Paphiopedilum that smells amazing. Amazing. But I just love the leaves on this. Look at the back of these leaves. And this one's pretty old. This is about 3-year-old when I got it from him. And he only had that one, by the way. So I got it at the Redland International Orchid Show. And these are all my other paths that I've gotten from either Krull-Smith or OFEs. I'm a big fan of all these spotted leaves because when it's not blooming, come on, this is beautiful, you know? It's just a beautiful, beautiful leaf. And here for my path lovers, that's that tag. I'm gonna have this one here. This one's a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. And so are these. These are, I mean, I love my paths. I am a huge path fan. But I don't cover them as much because I don't see as many flowers down here. But I promise, guys, I'm going to try to do my best to cover them because I know it is a great flower. It is an amazing orchid. It's one of my top favorite orchids, and I do need to cover it a little bit more because I always cover Dendrobiums a lot more than anything, and I know that not everybody is a Dendrobium collector. Now, this on the last video of OFEs, I spoke to you guys about this, a rustic spot, and remember it was yellow. Hey, what are you doing? Stop it. He cannot see me still for 1 second. He'll go for the laces. But I'd rather him go for the laces than for the orchids. That really shocked me. I've never seen them do that. I hope it doesn't become a habit. All right, so this one is a rustic spot mixed with a Cattleya. See it there? Oh. I was trying to remember the other mix, the other cross, which is Cattleya. And that turns into a beautiful, see, it's already starting to turn into a beautiful mustardy orange yellow once it matures. Hey, buddy. Oh, there's Malachi. See, they kind of look alike. Let it go. Let it go. Cats are hilarious. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to bypass this, and I need to show you guys a lot today. That's why I said it's going to be about an hour. This one is the one I was saying that looked like the RF orchid that was red. It's on its way out already. it kind of looks like a mini of it. And this is it has a short name, Vanda Kaori. I guess it's Kaori. And then this is another mini Vanda from Krull-Smith that's starting to bloom again. These little minis, man, I gotta tell you, they are so generous. They give so many flowers. Look at. Now I'm gonna put the tag because, as you guys can see, it's a really long cross information. Hey, no fighting. My God, they're all siblings, but they play so rough. Okay, that tag was a little challenge. All right, let's go. Wait, before we go there, we gotta stop right by here. This is a first-time bloomer, Susie from Sierra Madre. I know you're watching. She's probably laughing right now when she hears her name on the channel. You gave me this a while back. Do you remember? This is like some type of rare Dendrobium. I don't see these often. Now, when I say rare, it doesn't mean it's that you can't find it. It just means that I don't get to see them as often in the shows. That's all what I mean by rare. And I have to keep putting that disclaimer because someone came at me with that. And I'm like, no. I mean rare that it's when I go out and about, I don't see them as often. So this is one of them. Now, I'm sure you can go online and you will find it. It's not that rare, but when you go out shopping, you're gonna have a hard time finding this because apparently is not one of those commonly seen. It's a cross with the panda. If you guys know the panda, this has a cross in it. But look at what a beautiful color coordination and contrast. That contrast is just gorgeous. So thank you, Susie. This is a great, and you were right. She was like, wait until you see a bloom. It's a beautiful flower. She says it looks like the Jaiho Queen Jaiho, and she's right. And the only thing is that Jaiho Queen does not do good here for me. Oh, that's where I left my water yesterday. I was looking for it. So anyways, oh, you know what? I'm going to show you guys this, even though it has nothing. This is here, and I'm going to put an inset after I show the text. You guys are going to love this. All right, and there's the inset. This gave me the most beautiful flowers. They are so red that I'm telling you, the video doesn't give it justice at all. It has a shimmer when the light hits it, and it has like a very deep wine color. That's why it's called a wine delight. But it has like a deep wine color that shimmers in the light. It is really, it's such a beautiful Cenotes that I actually got two of these. I have another one of these because when one is not blooming, the other one will probably start blooming. So this is definitely one of my favorite types of Catasetum. Catasetum. I keep thinking, I mix Cymbidiums and Catasetum, that name, even though I do know the difference. But all right, let me see how I lift this without messing it up. Look at this, guys. How cute is this cranberry and yellow Catasetum? This is one of my oldest ones. Now, sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it gives me the wide flower, and sometimes it gives me this one. I think this is what they call the male or the female. Either way, I honestly don't care because look at the profile of that flower. Does that not look like a bird ready to take off? And its wings up in the air? What a beautiful profile this flower has. And the color, it's just, me and that color. I know I repeat it a lot. It's probably annoying to some. I know it is to me sometimes. But it's just, I love that combination. And I didn't realize that my tattoo is cranberry and yellow. Somebody pointed out the other day, I go, oh my God. I never noticed it. Because I picked something with fire, and fire has red and yellow. Let me see if I can. This has not started blooming yet. There we go. This hasn't started blooming yet, but guys, this is one that I just recently bought from Jim and I over at the Botanical Gardens of Miami Beach Botanical Garden. And they had a festival there, and this is the only thing I really bought because I spent the whole day filming. It was a wonderful, if you guys haven't seen that video, check it out. What a wonderful day, and what wonderful people. I wish I had the time to spend more over there. It's just I live so far, but they are wonderful people. So anyway, I'll see if I find an inset. If not, when it does bloom, I'll show it to you. Now this here, oh, you know what? Let me turn the fan off so that way you don't have this fan. Because here it doesn't sound as loud. But when I go back and edit, the fan sounds very loud. For you newbies, I'm sorry, you know, I got to keep this in mind. Show you guys an overall. If not, I end up showing you just close-ups. And you guys have told me, so you guys help me with my channel. You're like, could you give me more overall views? I see too many of the close-ups and I don't see the whole plant. I'm like, absolutely. I don't have problems with you guys giving me, you know, suggestions. I really don't. It doesn't mean I'm going to use them all, but in retrospect, I'll think about it and I'll be like, you know what, this is something that possibly would be good for the channel to improve on. So this is one of your favorites. A lot of the viewers always comment about these. This is called, well, let me see if I have the tag. I always lose this tag and it gets dug in here. Oh well. This is called a fairy tale joy fairy tale? Yeah. Fairy tale joy fairy tale Phalaenopsis. And I got this at Wilson Orchids, who does a lot of these. Was it Wilson? No, it's not Wilson. Joseph Wu. Joseph Wu dedicates himself and the family to doing what's called peloric. And peloric just means that you mutate the flower so much. Sorry, my perspective is a little messed up with this camera. That the labellum, this is the true labellum or the lip of the flower. The petals above mimic the labellum, so it has three, making it look very unique, like an avatar flower. Thank you, sun. I have a lot of great lighting. Now, as you guys remember, I entered my queen a while back and she did get a ribbon, but you know what? She did not like it. When she came back, I thought I was going to lose her. She lost all her leaves. She lost all her flowers. Now, this is a Dendrobium green flash that constantly gives me flowers. But now, finally, you know, she's been on her throne and look at her. All this is new. The leaves are not falling off. And she's starting to burst out in beautiful, beautiful flowers. Look at that. I am so sorry, Mama, that I took you out of your place. She did not like it at all. Even Teresita told me, you know, she's not happy that you took her out. Now, I know some of you are going to be saying, you need to clean her out. I do. I clean that out all the time. But with this rain, that in 3 days grows out. It's really crazy. We call this area the steroid area because everything grows so quickly. Now, these are all my aroids. As you guys know, I've been getting very much into aroids. And they are loving this rain. They're loving it because this is my open area and that is the sealed area. So anything I want to put over there, so we over on this side, so it doesn't get fungus or root rot or anything like that, I switch it. Now, these are all water loving plants. Just like this gorgeous, massive, here's the name. I made a tag for it. Mr. Jeremy of S&W or SW Orchids sent me this as a gift, and look, Jeremy, tell me if this is not loving it here. I was going to put it in a tree. I just don't want to do that right now. I want to enjoy it here in my greenhouse. I want to get a pole or put it in a bigger pot because I put it here for now to see how she acclimated, and she loves it. This is a brand new leaf, by the way, since I gotten her. So I know now that it likes it here very much so. And then my bat plant or my bat flower plant is starting to open its pods. See? And this I just repotted. I did a repotting video about 5 or 6 videos back. Oh, you can see my shadow. I was wondering what that was. And I put in this big pot. I kept a tray right underneath, sealed. I got a tray that was exactly that size so the water stays there. And look, I haven't watered this in a while. I used to have to water this every single day, sometimes twice a day, because the leaves immediately go bleh, and it lets you know I'm not happy. So when you see leaves like that, that's a very happy bat flower plant. It's gonna give me a lot. They usually blooms in Halloween, close to Halloween, so it's the perfect flower for Halloween. Now this beautiful little Vanda here. It's a species, and you guys know this as a Marii, Vanda Marii. I don't have a tag here, but I'll put it underneath. And I gotta tell you, these Vandas, when I first got it, I think I paid 25, 30 bucks for it. They're really pricey now. They've gone way up. I don't know why, but it's one that really like shot up really quick. And they're small. The ones they sell you are tiny. This one's pretty big already. I mean, I've had it already for 2 years, so she's grown very well. And then, as you know, my Pride and Joy Annie Bell that I put here together, should I say Frank Smith Pride and Joy Orchid, because it was named after a very special person in his life. And I'm actually growing it in multiple pieces to create because this all blooms at the same time, and look how beautiful it's giving you new shoots everywhere. All right, I'm trying to be very detailed today because I do go by things. Look, like this is one of the things I would have forgotten. This is a great plant. This is what we were talking about, the Ollie Palmer. It's a trichocentrum. And I have 3. I have this one, and I have that one. Now, these aren't Ollie Palmer. I'm saying Ollie Palmer because that's what was at the OFE show. I believe, who was selling them? Was it Josh? Josh usually has these. Mine are crosses. This one's a cranberry and yellow. It's got 3 spikes going up. This one almost died on me. You see all those leaves? But once I put it on a mount and put it there, they do like to be on mounts. They're called mule ears. Okay, so if you guys want to look these up, they're mule ear. I'll put insets of it. I keep looking at the buds because sometimes when I see something weird, let me see if I close up here. See, when I see that, let me see. No, it's fine. I look for thrips, but with all this rain, I don't think there's any thrips. It washed all the thrips away. And these, of course, are the Veitchii, if you guys are into these. Anthurians Veitchii. Super narrow. Look how beautiful this is. They're slow growers, but they grow really nice and they get very long. This is a super narrow. I got this at auction at Krull-Smith. And then this one, where did I get this one? Oh, I got this one from my friends from Ecuador, I think it's called. I can't remember the name now, but anyway, it's doing very well. Ever since I moved everything here, I think everything seems to be happy. And what a great day today is, I'm telling you. I'm just so happy. Now here is this non-stopping bloomer. That sounded funny. It's my Sunset Bangkok pink. And here, let me give you the name. I'm sorry, yellow. I would say pink. And I got this at Krull-Smith as well. The yellow is the one that I got, I believe, at Lady Vanda. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. Look at that. And you guys, if you don't know this Vanda, not only is it fluorescent, beautiful, and very, very saturated in color, it has an amazing fragrance. It's a very, very beautiful fragrant Vanda. I keep looking because, oh, do you see what I see? Look, somebody's in trouble. Somebody is in trouble. Actually, I can't blame them. This one keeps falling, and I think it's because it needs a bigger pot. They're not even around here. It's the wind when it hits it, but I did hear it. So, oops, sorry. I hate when I do that. I leave the... Now, this Encyclia, it's been blooming for quite a while. I thought it fell again. Is there a ghost in my greenhouse? These have been blooming forever and ever and ever. It is absolutely a dream, this flower. It is native to Cuba. And I did buy these. Most of my Encyclias do come from Hamlin Orchids from Jamaica, which I did hear he's about to retire. I am very, very sad about that. But I do know his son and his daughter-in-law. And if I do know one thing, they're definitely going to have the same orchids he has, at least these Encyclias. So we're not going to lose those beautiful orchids from Hamlin. They're just gonna transform into something else. I'm hoping. But this is absolutely, if you guys are watching over there at Hamlin, very proud of this Encyclia that I got from you guys. And always, guys, always put an Encyclia on a mount if you can. They really do like it. All my Encyclias are mounts because they started drying out, rotting out in pots. And I decided to put them all in these mounts, and lo and behold, look at that, how gorgeous. Now this one, let me see. I tried to show you one time. It was so difficult, it wouldn't focus. So this one, is my light on? Hold on. Here, this is gonna be way better now. Look how pretty. No, I did pass this one last time because the phone would not focus on it. But then when I looked at it really well, I'm like, what a shame. It's such a beautiful flower. I should have had the patience. And this is also native to Cuba. I'm trying to collect as many Encyclias from Cuba as possible. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to do this way. Mobucii crossed with itself, species from Cuba. Really, really pretty flower. I love it. And it's a first time, you know, this is so hard to do when I don't have an assistance. I felt so free when I was doing RF Orchids because I guess because she does so much YouTubing, she gets a lot of the things without me having to say anything. And Natalia was like on it. She would grab the flower, hold it like this. I didn't have to even tell her. It was really refreshing. I was like, oh, you know exactly what to do. It makes my job easier and I can show you guys more. Are you listening, Teresita? Yes, I'm calling you out on film in front of everybody because that's how I roll. Anyways, let's roll on to this beautiful flower, this incredible wine cranberry. Oh no, why is my light going off? I just charged it. Oh well, we have enough light here. Look at this. Is that not gorgeous? Now this, I will put the name underneath. I lost a tag from this a long time ago, and I always forget the name of it. I think it's Trichoglottis, maybe, or Tricho. Yeah, I think it's Trichoglottis matrata. I'll look for it. But it smells, to me, it's a very, very different fragrance. Some people don't like it. I love it. It smells like chocolate from here. And the way that you hang these, at least the way I like hanging, they're supposed to go against the trunk of a tree, right? That's how the roots grow. But I'm not gonna put it in a tree because last time I did that, the squirrels thought that the flowers were a delicacy. So I lost all my buds, every single one. And it was filled all the way to the top. So what I did was I got one of these hangers from OFE's and I just hung it down below and put it through all the way up. And let me tell you, this is an awesome success with this plant, because this plant could be a little finicky, but it seems to love this hanger. Now here we're gonna go straight down, and I have a video of this gorgeous Cattleya amazing Thai rainbow. I think that's how you say it. Do I have a tag? No, I don't have a tag, but that's what it is. I got this over at Orchids In Bloom at Pam's the last time I was there. And look at the shape, the color, the size. I mean, this has it's a beautiful size on this flower. Those little strips of yellow that go on the edges of the petal is just everything. Very, very beautiful flower. And when it first started opening, it was so small, and I was like, oh, the flowers are kind of tiny. But no, don't be demotivated when you have a Cattleya that you buy and it looks real, the flowers look really big, because some of them actually grow after they open. That's when they start showing their beauty. And great fragrance, traditional Cattleya fragrance. Hey buddy, there's a little bee pollinating. This is what they call a pulso. Oh, I can never say this. Pulley prize or prize or something like that. It is a gorgeous flower. It does change in color. It does change its color. As it gets older, it gets a deeper tone. But check out that flower. It is gorgeous. Now, the first time I saw this bloom, I thought it had a virus because, you know, viruses have these weird colors and shape. And apparently it doesn't. And this is how I figure it out. When you see, let me see with my finger, when you see unison patterns on both sides, that is the pattern of the flower. When you start seeing irregular print or pattern, be a little weary. But when you see that there's a unison, it's almost like if you see a mirror effect, that is the DNA or the DNA of that flower, and it's going to give you that shape. If you see that one petal has like swerve and the other one doesn't, okay, now you have to start looking. And that's how I was told. Let's turn around right back here because we have some really beautiful vandas here. Look at this Paxorn. Now this one I got at Krull-Smith as well. There's a tag. This is an FCC awarded orchid. And look at the color, the depth of those tones. It is possibly one of the most beautiful vandas out there right now. It's a beautiful cross. And when I first saw this, I was like, why don't I see more people with this? And now you see them everywhere because people kind of caught on to how beautiful the flower actually is. And it's very, very fragrant. Now, right next to it, it's from Banyang, is the gorgeous Tessellata, the original species. Well, not the original, but this is the actual species that they use to cross. Now, this is the Tessellata India. This is the one from India. This is the actual species that they grow, or that grows in India. Again, another wonderfully fragrant flower. That gorgeous purple labellum against that leopard, almost like pistachio, and it's not really brown, it's more like a mushroom color. It's really pretty. I love it. Now here we have one that's mixed with that. So you can, I'm going to show you, it's starting to open so the flowers aren't see, you can kind of see the same resemblance. This is a Tessellata mixed with a Mimi Palmer. So you see the Mimi Palmer, you see the swing, you see the Mimi Palmer, you see those colors, but then the Tessellata shines right through the patterns. Definitely no doubt that there's Tessellata in this gorgeous cross. And this one comes from none other than, you already know, Krull-Smith. This was the first Vanda I ever bought from them when I first went over there. And look at the size of this already. Love it, love it, love it. Now, let's talk a little bit, because I haven't shown you guys about these cinder blocks that I decided to put in here because my Cattleyas did not like all this rainwater. And I did lose a couple, unfortunately, because the rain, this is gorgeous, new spike coming out. This is the one they call, this from, I entered this in the AOS, I don't know if you guys remember, Miss Wonderful. So now I'm going to see what it gives me, because I would love to enter this one. Hey Noah. No, I don't want you guys pulling my plants out, okay? So here's how it looks now. It's under this covered roof or covered greenhouse where the rain doesn't hit it. So it actually, see, I used the hanger that they sell at OFE's to put every single Cattleya that I own is in here now. I have them all through here, all on the bottom and here, and they are just loving it. And by the way, remember I said I was going to share with you guys I'll come back, but I was going to share with you guys a little secret. Do you notice something about my orchids? For you guys that have been viewing a lot, look at the leaves. Aren't they clean? No calcium spots from watering. I am watering down here. I'm trying not to hit the top. And I cleaned every single leaf here with hand sanitizer. Hey, it's pure alcohol. It's a gel. It tends to clean and rub off. So what I do is I brought a big paper towel, and every time I do one orchid, I don't use the same paper towel on the next one. So only use it. That's why I use paper towel, so you don't have to be worried about crossing anything that your orchids may have. Now, my plants are very healthy, but there's always that possibility that a bee, a butterfly, or anything can come from another yard. There may be another orchid with a virus, and it could cross it here. That's why it's good to have testers. And when you see something that looks kind of weary or weird, test it to make sure you don't spread it. But that's what I've been doing. I've been cleaning. See, these are all. This one did get wet and it started getting some spots again, but I've been cleaning them all. Now, it is a lot of orchids, so I don't know when I'm going to finish them all, but so far it's looking really clean. So that's all it is. Hand sanitizer, paper towel, and just put the hand sanitizer in the paper towel and just clean everything. Clean it all up. And you know what? I even pass it through here lightly on the cane, because that alcohol will destroy any pest that's on there. There was one here that was full. Did this one? No. That was full of little pests. It was this one. Look, this one, the one that's flowering. This one down here had all those scales. I sprayed it with 7, which is my magic sprayer, and I cleaned all the leaves, and lo and behold, it is saved. Look at this yellow mocara, or should I say sunspot mocara. Isn't that a gorgeous, gorgeous yellow? So luscious. And I got this from Laz. Laz gave me this. You know who was selling these? Pam. Years ago. And he wanted one, and I wanted one. They were tiny. They were about that big. And look at this now. It just keeps growing and growing. And it's not even out in the sun. Look, it's under here. So if you guys have these, you don't have to put them out in the sun. And I'm going to tell you why they like it better here. Do you notice how healthy those leaves are? They're not yellow. When you put them out in the sun, they start suffering. They don't like the heavy rains, and they don't like that heavy sun all the time. So I put it in here. It still blooms constantly. The second time it shoots a bloom in here. And also this one, see, this is a rare one, and look how beautifully it's grown. So don't be afraid to put your sun Vandas or your mocaras or your ascasendas or anything like these. Don't be afraid to put them in a greenhouse. They will do very well. They don't need that. Look at this one. Ever since I put these here, they're massively growing. These were 2 gifts from María. Mira, María, qué grande se ha puesto tu orquídea que tú me diste desde que la puse aquí adentro del greenhouse. I'm telling her that look how massively it's gone since I put it here, because they weren't really growing that much. This is the Alba Arachnus. And this one, I always forget the name. Renanthera. This is a Renanthera. All right, guys. Let me show you what I really want to show you. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna Holy Ghost flower. Yes, the Holy Ghost flower, the beautiful national flower of Panama. The most incredible shape in a flower and the most amazing fragrance in an orchid that you could ever experience. This is truly the jewel of the orchid world. And right inside, you're not seeing or hallucinating any image of a dove. There is a little dove inside. Thus the name, the Holy Ghost flower. And I am so blessed that it's blooming for me now. It does have 2 spikes, which the other day I exaggerated. I got this from Sierra Madre, and I told C, yeah, mine is taller than me. Yes, it is taller than me because it's on a cinder block. I was like, man, did I exaggerate? But other than that, guys, look at this. Even if it's in a cinder block, look at the height of the first spike. And the way that they bloom, they start blooming from the bottom. As they dry, it keeps opening, as you can see here. See, it'll keep on opening all the way to the top. So there's still a couple of weeks here of bloom. I would say maybe 2 weeks, maybe even more. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. But it is a pretty, I call it the rose of the orchid world. I don't know why, it just gives me the feeling of a beautiful rose, especially when the camera focuses, it really gives you that feeling. Oh, iPhone, your days are shortened. I may be getting something else very soon. But I'm not saying it until it comes out, because I heard the camera is amazing. Anyways, that to me is a blessing. So if you guys don't own the Peristeria alata, that is the actual Latin name, but everyone knows it as a Holy Ghost flower because of the beautiful dove in the center, please get one. I did repot this year. You guys kept on telling me she's screaming for a new pot. So finally I repotted her in a Cattleya pot, which I think it's the perfect pot for them, because it does get a lot of water, but it gives it drainage, so it doesn't get all, it could get root rot very easy, so be careful. They do like a lot of water. You just want those bulbs to be firm like that. You don't want them to be wrinkled, and you don't want them to be black, because that means if it's wrinkled, they don't have enough water, and if they're turning black, they have too much water. You want to see that nice green shape. Now, if they turn a little yellow, that's fine. That's just old. That's just an old bud. But it should always be giving you, as it blooms, you should always get new growth, because that means that new growth is going to bloom next year. So I have 3 new growth there. That means next year I'll probably get 3 spikes. This year I got 2 spikes. So I'm very, very happy with this flower. You know, I love when iPhone does that switch, because it looks so portrait. I wish it would know how to just do that automatically, but it has to read that it's a portrait image, and then it'll flip it to that. Now down, see, it's already, see what I mean? I did not lie to you. Remember the blue skies? This is when it starts, and then it'll start raining. It won't stop all day. This is my Dendrobium. I'm gonna start speeding it up a little bit, because I can feel the Norma Jackson, the weather. That's the name. And this is another one of those Dendrobiums that just blooms and blooms and blooms and blooms. So beautiful. Now let's, oh, by the way, this is what I was talking about for you guys that don't know. This is 7 insect killer. I spray this on buds. I spray them on canes. I spray it on, I don't know what my light is not staying on. I think this thing has had its days. Noah, are you taking care of my plants and not letting them get, letting your little sister get on my orchids? Okay, let's go in here. There. This is for newbies. This is where I do a lot of my work. I do a lot of work here. It is always messy. It doesn't matter. I mean, some of you may think it's not, but for me, it's extremely messy. I try to keep it organized as much as I can, but it's kind of hard because I'm always working back here. Now, this is where I keep a lot of my phals, my novelty phals, right? Novelty phals means that they're tiny like this. Most of the time tend to be very fragrant. This is what they call a Bellina fire shape. And fire shape is because the shape of it, and here I have a tag for it. That word right there says fire, and that says shape in Chinese. So do you notice that that word fire almost looks like the shape of the flower? So that's why it's called fire shape. Because it's the shape of the character, the Chinese character for a fire. Now these, oh, and I got this, I believe, yeah, Tsinghua orchids, one of my favorite top places to shop. When there's international shows, they always have very healthy phals. So if you guys go to the international show, pay them a visit. This is also from them. I ended up buying it again because I liked it so much. I became obsessed with that flower. So I bought 2. Excuse me. When it's very humid like this, my throat gets so locked. And then talking a lot, yeah. So see, they're starting to get a little bit of that calcium deposit, but because these, I don't water these as much because they do get wet. We have to fix the ceiling here, the roofing here, because it's dripping. See, all this is dripping, but it is rainwater, so they seem to like it. This is also a novelty phal that I just put about a month ago in this pot. It's moving this old leaf, but look at all the new growth. All this is new growth. It is amazing. So this one here is from Krull-Smith. Now this is a very, very beautiful phal and very sequential. These little rivet spikes, it'll keep shooting buds over and over and over. So if you get one of these, do not cut the spikes because it will continue. Now they are one of the pricier ones, but definitely one of the most beautiful novelty phals that I've gotten from Krull-Smith. And then again, you know, I'm trying to be biased, but the color, you know, that's probably why. Speaking of color, this one I got from Krull-Smith about, I forgot when I got this from them. Oh, I got it when they were at OFE's, and I really loved the color. The color of the flower changes color as it gets older. It gets a little greener, and the purple gets a little more purple. So they do show you a diverse tone as it becomes more mature. Now this is my big mama. I don't have a name for her, or a tag, should I say. But look, since I put it in here, I know you guys have been watching my repottings and giving me your success stories on the repotting. Let me share my success story since I did it. Here's a brand new growth from this plant. This is brand new since I repotted. Look at that. It really, really, really likes it in here. And you know, if you guys remember, the leaves were a little bit flappy. They were dehydrated. Look at this now. So that's when you know, and it's nothing but spag moss. New Zealand spag moss. That's all I put in there. And all the flowers that it had, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to break anything here because as you can see, I'm walking through all this. It started blooming again. Now, if you guys know what, this phal has a name because when I got it, it had a tag, but I got this about 5 years ago. So I don't remember what it was. And back then I wasn't really concerned about, I mean, I wanted my tags, but I wasn't like really like recording everything or doing my channel. Now I'm way more disciplined. All right, we're on 46 minutes of filming here. Look at my little Hoya that I got at the Redland. Look how much peduncle she's giving me. And this is considered, from what I heard from the collectors, this is considered one of those Hoyas that a lot of Hoya collectors want. But some people, you know, that told me, oh, I've had that, but it didn't bloom on me. I guess it likes this area. I think my area is very good for Hoyas, to tell you the truth, because I don't do much. I do keep them watered all the time. I put them in really good lighting. I don't put them in direct sunlight. Like here, it has this kind of lighting. So it's the perfect lighting, and the humidity factor here is very high. Today I could tell you it's about 80, 85. Easy with all these rains. So of course for me, that's why I wear a black t-shirt, not because I want to wear black in the heat. It's because I just had a green shirt on and I had to go and change it because it was just way too wet. Just the humidity factor, my shirt starts looking, here, I'll give you a quick, I can't believe I'm showing you. It's very hot. I don't know if I caught that on film, but anyway, it's super hot. So I have to dry up before I go ahead and do the closing. Now I'm bringing you to Schomburgkia that I did film. and I want to show it to you, but the flowers all died with the rain. The rain just killed it. It's all gone. It does have 2 more spikes though. It has this one and this one, so I'll get to enjoy those because now the rains start subsiding around October, and I'll have more flowers. But this flower, of course, it's always one of the most beautiful Schomburgkias. It's the Louise Fuchs. It was named after Robert. I should have asked Robert the other day. I was over at RF. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's the last video I put up. Boy, was that a lot of fun with Natalia from Just One More Orchid. We had a blast. We had so much fun. But anyway, this is a Schomburgkia that was actually crossed and named after his grandmother, I believe, Louise Fuchs. Because I think his mother was called Marie Fuchs, I think. But anyway, this comes from Plantío Orquídea, and it has just gotten so big. Look at that. I've gotten it to grow this big in that pot because I hung it up at one point and it just wasn't happy. See, all those were when it was hanging up. Once I put it in the pot, it gave me all these. So, you know, you got to play around with your orchids. Don't be afraid to do the contrary of the belief, because a lot of people say don't put your Schomburgkias in pots, it won't do good. I've heard that several times. And are you hiding back there?
No, I'm just trying to make fun of you doing things.
Oh, you're making fun of me? Well, look at you.
I want to make you laugh in your video.
No, you're not making me laugh. I'm laughing at how wet you are.
Jesus, now. You really want to show this?
One love, one heart. Let's get together and be wet as one. No, not be wet. It's real. This is how we work here. It can't be all glamour and...
Talking about glamour. See this?
All that is guava. Look,
Guavas.
he just collected guavas.
Look. I have to be proud of this. Look at this. You know, every single one of them covered.
Wow. That's how you get them to grow clean with no bugs or anything in them. The best guavas in town.
Yes.
Congratulations. He's very proud of his guavas. Now this is giving me spikes again. This is a beautiful burgundy Dendrobium. And as you guys are seeing, Arachnus is doing very well. Now you guys remember I cleaned all that. Do you see how quick with the rains it grows out? So we're not going to clean out anymore until the rain stop, because you clean it out, you spend 3 days doing the cleanup, and then in 1 week you get it all grown back out. So we have to wait for the rains to stop. But meanwhile, let's appreciate this beautiful flower. Isn't this, to me, and I'm speaking from my own personal passion, to me this is one of the most beautiful petals. It is so unique from the orchid world, and I think this is what makes this flower so enticing, and people want to like grow it and bloom it in their yards, because it's just not your typical orchid, and you could see the orchid in it. It's just not your typical orchid, and best part of all, it gives you multiple inflorescence. Look at that, or spikes, however you want to call it. And this is a memorial for one of my eldest cat that passed away not too long ago. He's buried here, and I decided to cut this. This was all the way up, and I was losing, the flowers were blooming inside the leaves. So I cut it all in half and made it round. And right when I did that, it just took off. It gave me all these beautiful spikes. It's still giving me more spikes. I can see more in between they're growing. So don't be afraid, guys, to cut your Arachnus. If it gets too tall, like here, I'll show you as an example. You see how they grow their roots out here? I could cut this from right here, right now. Boop. And this piece will grow for me and bloom. And what happens is when you cut them like this, right? When you cut them in half, they will start growing here. Here's a perfect example. You see, I cut that. This grew out of here. So that's a new one. And this is going to shoot a spike. So don't be afraid to cut them. Cutting is good. It's like cutting your hair. The more you cut your hair, the better it gets, the stronger it gets. and the faster it grows. People think it doesn't, but it does. Now this hasn't bloomed for me yet, but I just want to show you this from Moats, how big this Vanda has gone. This was a tiny, one of those 3 for $50 that they sell at the shows. My neighbor's got a turkey farm now, and I love hearing them. They sound like they're cracking up, like they're laughing. Trying to see if they do it back. This is also from the Moats. It was blooming beautiful. I'm showing you these just to show you in less than a year how well this has established. So it doesn't take that long. If you guys live in South Florida, you have the gift of growing outdoors. Oh, by the way, look how clean this is. If you guys remember how this used to be, we got 2 gentlemen that are now our clean up crew. Cleaned up crew. Woo, that was hard to spit out. And they are so good. They've been cleaning all the fences. So now when they're done, you know what I'm going to tell them to do. But I'm waiting for that rain to stop. If not, they're just going to be overworking. All right, let's go to the last spot, which is my quick tent, which I need to really clean that puppy out because it's the last one I haven't really been tending to. It's my Novelty Phalaenopsis room. Can we just stop here for a second and look at this? How beautiful it's gotten. This really likes the rain. Jeremy, check it out. How much do you think something like this would go for? Because when I got this, I think I got this for $50. It was really tiny. And I've had it for several years. And everyone that comes to my house says, you have one of these? You know how much they're worth? And I'm like, I don't really care. I'm not going to sell it. But I am intrigued. How much would something like this cost? Like $200? $300? I've seen them around that price. I would never sell you, baby. You are my love. You're so generous. And then here, my little copper leaves. Remember, I started with 1. Now I have 3. This rain has been really magical. This one almost died on me, and it just came right back. So, you know, these kind of plants, they're hardy. Just when you think they're going, they come right back. I gotta do this with one hand. I try leaving this open. And the birds and the cats and everybody, look at this. And that's also this. I don't think they use the best of material with this, because even with my fingers, my nails have gotten caught, and it makes it. See, look how easy that rips. Unfortunately, the material is not as strong as I thought, but it does the work for now, and it does keep my orchids very safe. What a great flower, huh? This comes from MS Orchids, my friends over by Chrome Avenue. And MS Orchids, if you guys want beautiful flowers, you gotta try them. They have everything. Here we go. Let me throw this out. I don't like to see dried flowers or stems because they do bring bugs and pests. But again, my Jim Clarkson that you guys have seen many times, with the nice little cling, cling. It's a beautiful bulbophyllum, and best part of all, guys, it has such a nice fragrance. This bulbophyllum has a beautiful jasmine-y kind of fragrance. It's moving because I have the fan on now. It's perfect. But I would say this is one of my top favorite bulbophyllums. And it comes from none other than, you know, Krull-Smith. I get all my bulbophyllums there. And as you can see why, because they do grow massively. Now, believe it or not, this one, even though it looks like it would come from Krull-Smith, it comes from Carmela's garden. And I got it a couple of years ago. Laz had found it, and I was like, please let me have it. It's what they call the Wilbur Chang, and it's also sequential, so don't ever cut the spikes. This is a new flower coming out. too dark in here. My light keeps going on and off, so I don't know what that's all about. I'm just going with it. Here, look at these. Oh. Hey, Mama, I didn't see you down there. All these phals are from MS Orchids. Except for the first one that I showed you, that really, really big one, comes from a Heavenly Garden, which, by the way, I need to pay them a visit. The owner, Bill, I haven't seen him in a long time. I haven't been by there, and you know, I need to pay them a visit because they do have beautiful phals as well. But look at this. Look at the color on that. What a great flower. And yes, I do need to repot everything because everything grew out from the pots that I had put him on. So I have to start repotting as soon as possible. All right, guys, there's really not much because of the heat. My Medusa's up there. She's doing good. My Schilleriana is doing great, growing beautifully. But as you can see, in this summer, you don't get to see a lot of bulbophyllums or Phalaenopsis, standard Phalaenopsis. The standard Phalaenopsis you don't see much of. Now, I don't have anything else like that of orchids to show you. I do have my vanillas are doing great. I need to get this clean. Remember how I cleaned this all out? Look, I want to show you so you guys see what I talk about. Just go back to my ranch walk where I show you how I cleaned this all out, and look at it already. So I kid you not when I tell you we do keep this place, we upkeep it, but in no time everything grows out. But look at this, my vanillas from Maria. Maria, mira esta vainilla que tú me diste. They love this area, and they did do a lot of blooming. These were all old blooms, so it bloomed a lot, and I love it because it's so low that I can see. It's so low that when it starts blooming, come on, you have to focus now because there's nothing in the background. You did not. I thought that was a bud. But anyways, they are growing healthy. They do love this fence right here. I am going to try to build, well, when I say I am going to try to build, I'm talking about Lewis, not me. I don't build. I design, I decorate, and I arrange. I do not build anything. So I want to put like all here a trellis all the way down, like right there, and have all my vanillas like just tangle up. They don't have to be up high, guys, to bloom. They really don't. This is the first time I tried this vanilla off a tree, and they're doing great. Now the gingers have been doing wonderful this year. Look at the flowers. It's been giving me multiple flowers like never before. Hold on, there's another one in there. And this you take and you see this water. My God, this water feels so good on your skin. It's like a moisturizer or something. And you can use that on your hair. You can use it on your face. You can use it on your body. It is amazing, the water. And if you don't believe me, ask Natalia from Just One More, because she knows that too. It was it Trent who told me? I can't remember who told me. It's a viewer of mine that I see a lot. I think he's the one that told me because he's into gingers, and he says that they bought the shampoo ginger, and you can wash your hair with it, and it's way better than using regular shampoo. My Hoyas, guys, ever since I started the repotting, look how they look now. This is just a couple of weeks from that repotting. Look at that, how gorgeous this looks. And this one's really, really loving it. This one was it was the skinny little strand. It didn't do anything for me. This one too, look, this is the one that I did on camera with you guys. Look how it looks. Now you want to see something funny? Look. Since I potted her, this grew. Okay, that's only been what, 2 weeks? Maybe 3 weeks? So now I start bringing it up here again, and I just keep wrapping it until it really fills out, and it gives you those nice fat peduncles and blooms. But yeah, my Hoya section has thoroughly improved, and I'm very happy because I wasn't really paying too much attention to them at one point, and I realized that maybe that's why my you know what, let's take a look here. Oh my God, let me grab this. these avocado. Oh, see, good old squirrels already grabbed it. Put it here. And by the way, this mojito, I bought this a long time ago. When I mean long, I mean like 2 years. And I tried planting it. It feels like I bought it a long time ago because I tried planting this everywhere in my garden. I put it in this pot and that pot. Then I put it under those trees and it just died. Once it died, I got the bulb. You know, it has like I call it a malanga root. It looks like a malanga root, like almost like a potato piece. And don't ever throw them away because they don't die. They'll come back. Apparently, I threw it in my compost. And when, this is a vanilla, by the way, it's a very rare vanilla. I don't have the name with me, but this one is pink and yellow. It's a gorgeous vanilla. It's very, very hard to find. And Maria gave me this as well. Mira, Maria, la otra vainilla que me diste. ¿Cómo está? Está súper contenta aquí. Super happy. So anyways, I guess I caught the bulb and I noticed that mojito started growing. I said, you know what? I'm not even going to touch it. Let's see what happens. Look, success. I didn't do a thing. So if you ask me, all I tell you is I threw it in compost, used that compost to mix it with some dirt for my vanilla, and look what came up. And that location, I guess, is perfect for it. So for you guys that have mojitos that you know that they're hard to grow, because I've heard you guys tell me, try just putting it in different locations with other plants and it may just grow, because that's what happened with this. All right, now let's go here and see what we have. What are you guys doing? I hope you didn't kill an animal. Oh, they eat avocado, guys. Look, all my cats eat avocado. I think that's why they're so healthy. People say, do not feed your animals avocado. They love it, and they're so healthy, all of them. So anyways, now we do grow organically here. There's no pesticides or nothing in my yard that I use for, you know, for our fruits. So they are eating very healthy. They're not eating anything that's gonna make them vomit or poison them. So anyways, this is the little section here. It is a little messy, guys. Sorry. Like I said, first of all, my landscapers come in next Friday. So that's why the grass is so tall. This is oh, I just stepped on that. Yucky. This is the worst time of year. Oh no, the water. See what the waters do? They rot. But anyways, this is a ginger. This is the mariposa, and it grows like a butterfly flower, and it smells amazing. And it is the national flower of Cuba. My root land, or should I say where my family comes from, because I was born here. But this does come from Cuba, and it blooms beautifully. And I hear they are a little tough to grow. They don't like too much heat. And imagine, we're here in Florida. Direct heat, they don't like direct sun. That's why I have it under here. And look how big. This was given to me from Nudies. Nudies, si estás viendo el video, mira qué grande se ha puesto. She gave me this. It was a tiny, tiny little ginger. She goes, see if you can get it to grow in your yard. And look at that. I did do this with, well, Lewis did this. Again, I meaning Lewis. He did this little ring. And I put the pole there so that way when the hard winds would come, it doesn't really sway, because that's what breaks them. So it's been able to really hold on, considering we had terrible winds. Everything else is growing good. This is doing it okay. I don't even look at it anymore. These Mickey Mouse ears, they do good and then they die off and then do good again. So I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving you there and you decide what you want to do. Because I've done more than enough. All right, guys. I think that's it. Yep. We went over an hour. So let's turn this around, because if not, it's going to be too long and I don't want to lose my audience. So I'll see you on the other side. All right, that is it. We made it through the heat. I can feel the drops going beep, beep. But I don't look so bad. I don't think, if I would have worn the other shirt, it was going to look worse, because it was like one of those shirts that just a little drop shows really big. So we're good. And I'm glad I was able to pull through this. It's hot, but it's still bearable. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I have missed talking to you guys. You guys leave me great comments. You know, I always respond to every single one. I will be showing you guys soon. I wanted to do it on this video, but I wanted to show you my fish room. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see my guppies and how I breed them. So I'll probably do a separate, like just a separate intro to that. and see how that goes, because who knows what the future brings. Maybe there'll be another channel. But anyways, I want to show you those guppies because it is coming out so beautiful. Maybe I'll just inset a video here. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll inset a video while I talk about it. And there you see my tanks that I've set up in my terrace. I'm making that terrace my aquarium room. I have been breeding guppies for a very, very long, well, should I say breeding fish for a long time, and keeping fish. It's a passion I've always had since I was a little boy. It was my very first passion, actually, was fish. My dad got me my 5-gallon tank, my first 5-gallon tank. And after that moment, that time of having a 5-gallon tank with several fish that I kept on killing because I overfed them, or I would take them out of the tank to play with them on the floor. I was only 5. I fell in love with the hobby. And still to this day, the place that my dad bought all that equipment and the fish, that family store is still open. It's called Aquarama, and their son is the person running it now, who I went to school with. And I went the other day and told him, you know, the bug bit me again and I'm back at it. He goes, it's never going to leave you, you know that. I go, it's probably not. So anyways, I want to share that with you guys because, you know, I'm sorry, something's biting my eye. There's a lot of like mosquitoes and things. I want to show you guys because that's something very dear to me, and you guys are very dear to me. So I thought, why not share that part of my life instead of just the orchids? And I'll be sharing a lot more of that. That's why I was saying maybe there'll be another channel. I want to keep this my orchid channel. So anyways, guys, thank you for sticking by. Thank you for your great donations. I got some great donations. On my next video, I want to acknowledge some of my people that have donated throughout the year. There's 2 or 3 people have been extremely generous, constantly donating. And I started looking on the list. I hadn't stopped to do that. And I started seeing repeated names. And I really want to acknowledge you guys because, you know, you guys make it even more special to carry this channel on, because it does, like I've said, it costs money to create each episode, especially when I travel. It costs time. I'm not at work today. I'm not making money today. I'm doing this, right? And yeah, YouTube does pay me for each episode, but it's not something that would sustain you as a real job. It's good extra money that usually goes right back into the channel, you know, and that's how I've been able to do a lot of travels, but it's getting kind of difficult due to the height in the economy, and gas prices and hotel prices are crazy. So, you know, the future is a little questionable right now on where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do. But as long as I have this, I'll always have videos. So anyways, guys, thank you for sticking by. I'm going to leave you with some great shows coming up ahead. If you're in Jacksonville, don't miss the open house of the Orchid Den. He's actually doing his first open house. I wish I could be up there to film it and see it, but I'm in Miami working, so I'm gonna have to pass on this one. But if you guys are up there or planning on going to Jacksonville, check it out. I'll leave all the information after this. So thank you very much. I'm Nelson. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like, because I have a lot of subscribers, but then I look at the likes and I'm like, how is that calculating? The math isn't mathing. So right now at this moment, take 1 second and just go, blick. I want to test this out. If I'm telling you this, I want to see if it does increase the likes. Hit that like button and let me see it increase, because that actually helps the channel grow. It's not that I need the likes for me. I don't care. As long as you guys are watching and leaving me comments, I'm happy. But it does help the channel. That's why YouTubers are always saying like and share, because it grows the algorithms and the channel gets bigger. We make a little more money and we can bring you better videos. See how it works? It's not that we need the likes. It just helps the channel. So anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Listen to the look at the new shows that are coming up. I hope to see you there. And until next time, I'm Nelson. You've been watching Nature Now. Remember to always keep it green. See you next time.